Hello everybody, Tyler here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the team building series. It's a very complicated series to talk about because everybody's on a different page with progress in Puzzle and Dragons, and everybody has a different set of cards available to them. So when we talk about making teams more efficient, it's difficult because not everybody's going to have the same cards. So my goal here today is to talk about different parts of a team and what makes it unique and powerful, and hopefully it gives you insights on creating your own team, because team building is half the fun. I mean, when you figure out that combination of cards that you have and it works and it gets you through a descent, then that's just the best feeling ever. So the topic of this team building video is actives. We're going to talk about all the different types of actives out there, but we're going to start with the more important ones first. Orb changing is very important to Puzzle and Dragons as it can be used with any type of team. This specific leader, Haku, takes advantage of blue, purple, and red orbs. So when I mix Pandora and Persephone together, I'm able to change the whole board to blue, purple, and red orbs to maximize the amount of damage I do. The next leader here is Kali. She takes advantage of all the colors except for green. So when I mix her active with Fuma Kotaro, I'm able to change the whole board to the colors that activate her leader ability, and I'm able to maximize the damage there. You can use orb changing to get rid of the orbs that you don't want. The enemy here has changed some of my orbs to jammers, and I've used Sonia to change the orbs back into purple and red orbs. You could use orb changing to make combos a little bit easier to hit. In this example, I used Sonia to change the board to red and purple, and this made it a lot easier to hit a huge combo. The next type of active is delay, and it's extremely useful in any dungeon, so if you can bring one with you, definitely do so. You can use the extra turns to do damage, you can heal, and you can use the extra turns to build other actives. In this example, Zeus was going to attack me in one turn, but I used delay, and by the time the delay is over, Susanoo will be available for me to use. The next type of active is damage multiplier, and it's extremely helpful in many teams if you can get your hands on a damage multiplier card. There are two types of damage multipliers. One multiplies the type and one multiplies the element. In this example, Zhuge Liang multiplies the type, and if you look at the top right, it multiplies attacker types. In the second example, Batman multiplies dark elements. It's very difficult to obtain a damage multiplier active, so if you get your hands on one that multiplies the damage by 2 or 2.5, then you should heavily consider building a team around this damage multiplier active. You will do 6% more damage per enhanced orb. This doesn't seem like much, but with a full enhanced board you can do 180% more damage. You should be careful with double orb enhancers. For example, if you enhance 15 red orbs and 15 purple orbs, then the extra damage will be 90% more damage per element. In this example, Hera will give you more damage if you pair her up with Gomon and enhance a whole red board than with Sonia and enhance half red and half purple orbs. The next type of active is damage reduction. You can get up to 100% damage reduction. It's quite underrated as it can give you extra turns to do more damage, to heal, and to build other actives. It's almost as useful as delay. Another great thing is that it'll only deplete if you get hit, so it can carry on to multiple rounds. The next type of active is time stop. There are only a few cards that have this, but it's extremely useful to have. You can use time stop to freely move orbs, and in doing so you can attain high combos and you can activate difficult leader skills. Here I'm using time stop to activate Ra's difficult leader skills. You need to match all the colors in order to unlock Ra's full damage potential. In this example, my goal is to hit as many two-prong light attacks as possible. I normally wouldn't be able to create this board otherwise. The rest of the actives are more situational. Here we have the damage type of active. Most of the damage is mitigated, but there are some actives that ignore enemy defenses. Ra's damaging active is able to ignore enemy defenses, so it's effective against monsters with high defense, for example, masks and jewel dragons. Another type of active is poison. It's effective against enemies with high defense because it also ignores enemy defenses. The next type of card is gravity. It's useful for cutting enemy hit points by a certain percentage. The more hit points your enemy has, the more damage gravity will do. A 30% gravity against Zeus does 1.5 million damage. The next type of active is recovery, and there are two types of recovery: hit point recovery and bind recovery. Hit point recovery is helpful for hit point specific leaders like Zhuge Liang and Zeus. Bind recovery is used against enemies that bind, and it's extremely useful in many descends. Drain is similar to recovery, and it's based on the amount of damage you do. Drain will only recover hit points. In this example, I don't have enough health orbs to take another hit from Zeus, so I use Blue Odin to recover all that damage. While there are many ways to handle high defense like poison and high damaging combos, sometimes it's best to reduce the enemy's defense. Defense reduction actives also have another great trait. If you defeat an enemy with defense reduction, it will pass to the next stage. Element nullification is the next type of active, and it's useful against enemies that do a lot of damage. Because it takes a while to build element nullification actives, it's usually outclassed by damage reduction actives. This example shows Thanatos completely blocking Zeus's 25,000 damage attack. The leader switch active is very interesting as you could use it to change your own leader skill during battle. A powerful combo to use this type of active is Folklore with Lu Bu. Folklore's leader skill allows him to do 5 times the damage at very low health. Paired with Lu Bu, he's able to take your health down to 1, and he also enhances devil damage by 2.5. It's an extremely powerful combo. Next, the multi-target type of active allows you to attack multiple enemies at once. It's useful in some of the daily dungeons. The next type of active is Skyfall. It's exclusive to Vishnu, Sarasvati, Krishna, and Videl. This active increases the chance of an element to fall by 15%. On a normal board, when you're able to use red, blue, green, purple, yellow, and pink orbs, this active increases the chance of a Skyfall from 16.6% to 31.6%. If you're using this active in a tricolor dungeon, this will increase your chance from 25% up to 40%. The counter type of active is one of the more useless actives as it reflects damage back to the enemy. With the way the game is designed, counter does not do much damage at all. Luckily, counter is usually paired with orb changing. Another thing to keep in mind when evaluating your actives is to understand how long it takes to activate. For example, some orb changers take 30 turns to activate, and some orb changers take 5 turns to activate. Dungeons can range from 10 to 4 stages, so some of the faster stages, you're going to have a hard time hitting that 30 turn active. So it's important also to level up those actives when you have the chance. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my actives video. Once again, I'd like to remind you that it's all about having fun putting together a team of cards that are available to you. So go back to your monster box, check to see if there are any strong actives available, and try to synergize them with some of the leader skills. I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please click on Kali or Ra. And stay tuned for another team building video. We're going to talk about leader skills. But until next time, guys, have fun.